Angels hover overhead. Count on it. Angels hover overhead. It amazes me how God so loves his own creation, how he loves the reflection of himself, and how I am totally, as I am, whatever I am or may be, totally unconditionally loved by God. And that becomes such a sacred place to prepare your own heart. And you know that your heart is ready when your reactions have changed. And changing your actions, changing your instinct, is one of the most difficult things we will ever accomplish on this earth. Breaking any habit is very difficult. Breaking the habit of thinking is the most difficult of all. It is said to be born again, not by water, but by the renewal of your mind. That's nothing to do with God. To be born again has nothing to do with God. To be born again has to do with you. It has to do with the renewal of your mind. Here we're talking about your right mind. The renewal of who you are, that you move into such a force of love that if you stay in love, you perceive everything from love. You perceive the beautiful protection of spirit that always walks with you, always gives you value. There are so many memories that I make. I was thinking the other day that I am one of the few ministers that I have known who have ever stayed on a small corner country church for 23 years and survived. To stay a pastor of a church for 23 years and deal with human nature and human condition is almost the most unbelievable, heart-rending, difficult job in the world to survive. To survive. There has been so much love given to me over the times of my life. So much love. I was never out of the presence of God because I was never out of the presence of love. Ever. There are people who love me unconditionally as I love them unconditionally. Our roots are so deeply twined. To kill one is to kill the other. Therefore, we move and have our being in something stronger than our emotional selves. We give each other the power to listen above the message of the earth and listen to the message of a higher dimension, a higher level of civilization, a higher point of evolution, entering into a kingdom of total peace where all fear is laid to rest. All fear. The greatest thing you can bring into your life is Christ, because Christ represents a philosophy. He represents a teaching that have held throughout the years. No matter what books have been written, there's no more important books, my friends, than the four Gospels, no matter what the argument, because they still contain the magnificent ways of teachings of how to reach a higher consciousness, to dwell in Him, He in you, and we in the Father. And to walk through life with that purpose and that meaning and enjoy every single aspect of ourselves. Every single aspect. As we stand naked in the field with each other. Totally to stand naked with each other and to become so intimately aware of each other. And to be aware of the great treasures that we're placing in each other's hands. Tonight I want to talk about memories, but before I get down to the meditation notes, Carol worked with me on these meditation notes. Sometimes I call Carol in and say, when I'm tired, inspire me. It's part of her job to sit there and inspire me. When I can't hear God, I want to hear from Carol. I hope she understands that's quite a tribute, that I consider you the closest thing I can reach to the voice. She is the closest thing that I can reach to the voice. So much of her life demonstrates that to me constantly, over and over again. Both of us have been experiencing her moving, me house cleaning, getting rid of things, getting rid of memories. When I came into my office today, I was sitting at my desk, and when I first walked in, I asked Carol from my office, am I in the right place? I didn't feel I was in the right place because everything felt different, lighter. Her desk was clean. The room was in order. When I went into my room, there was a certain brightness coming from my glass shelves and coming from my desk. And I realized someone had cleaned it, but not a thing looked like it had been moved. Everything was exactly where it belonged. And if you don't think there's a lot of bric-a-brac, knick-knack memories on a whole wall of glass shelves, everything the kids have ever gave me, pictures of Jan Storm's children when they were babies, all the way up through where they are now. Pictures of Carol sitting in a chair, pictures of families that have gone beyond and special memories to me. And there it was, like someone came and took all the dust away by magic and left all the memories intact. And then it was a time to realize, as Carol has looked into her life, and I've looked in my life, and Carol and I have spiritual conversations more than we have anything else. I think that's the basics of our friendship. People wonder what we do together. When anytime we're together, we discuss spiritual ideas. We both love spiritual philosophy. We both love dabbing into right consciousness. She's become such a mentor to me, and I know that I'm a mentor unto her, and that we are there for each other, and we watch the spirit that is more important. Our relationship is more important than each other, and we would both make tremendous sacrifices for the relationship that we hold and not hold each other responsible for the sacrifices. We both sacrifice for the same thing. It is two people looking in the same direction, not at each other. And when you join with friends that are looking in the same direction, it's like a friend when you first go into business with, or when you first get married and here becomes the partner. A friend is a partner in your life. They now will be involved in the business of your life. And as any partnerships that we have come to know today, they're very dangerous to have partnerships and close friends in your life. They are things that can hurt. I was watching on Channel 4 tonight on one of the NBC programs, no, it was Channel 7, excuse me, where they now have what is called spin doctors, because we live in a world of everybody that is anybody, it will be accused of something. And anybody who's doing it, you will never know whether it's true or not, whether it goes from Clinton, whether it goes to any of it, whether it goes to Anita Hill. And they have spin doctors now who get in there, and they're PR people. They cost $300 an hour to save your reputation from anything anybody wants to say about you, because the news media will feed it, and you are tried and found either guilty or innocent by the people who watch the news media. Never mind a jury. You're dealing with almost a national jury at this time. Kennedy was, the girl that accused him of rape was, and it seems to be the frenzy of man, frenzying on man in a time of lack. There are now people who are against the environmentalists because they say, what's more important, people or fish? What's more important, clean air or human beings? And there's a fight over decision. Do we go ahead and gobble up the planet, and do we use it, or do we learn that we have to control ourselves on this planet, that God gave us the idea of birth control? We are self-governed with free will from God, the only thing on earth that can. Animals, nature, plants, the planets all obey a law and order that's incredible. You and I seem to have the only ones of creation that I know have the free will to do whatever we want to do, but also what goes with that is whatever you do, that's exactly what you're going to get back. So make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you look at everything deep within your heart. We hold on to material things to act as our memory, afraid that our future holds no such joy, that we must retain what we have, lest there be nothing else. That's from a conversation between Carol and I, looking at the things of me cleaning out my closet. I didn't want to throw out certain clothes because they had memories. That green suit, that Yves Saint Laurent suit, was the first time I got a standing ovation in someone else's conference in the Midwest, and this meant this. And I'll never have that standing ovation again. I'll never have that dream again. Someone left the cake out in the rain. And I'll never have that recipe again. And things become that to us. Now, there are good things and there are bad things that we remember. Our present perceptions are built on old memories. The problem is, what's happening to you rarely is really what's happening to you. It's built. We act and we motivate ourselves out of memory. It is quicker, it is easier for us to quickly identify than it is to relate to something. So therefore, perceiving whatever has happened into our life is coming out of our past memories. And what are our past memories? Psychologist says the most of us, the greater percentage of us, are self-loathing. We are very fearful people, and our greatest fear is that we're the only person afraid, no one else is afraid, and that even makes us more afraid. That we have the credentials, we have the talent, we have everything it takes, but we just can't make it because there's something wrong with us. And we have all these memories. Our parents said we'd never be able to do it, but it says in the Return to Love, which I agree with her, but what our parents did in abusing us is nothing to how vicious we are to ourselves, and how the bad memories are so quickly brought up and held, because you'll never know what's in that memory that you may be able to reshape into a weapon to defend yourself if you need to. Memories serve a purpose. And we will hold on to those that will give us the survival we need more than we hold on to the good times. We don't need any more bad memories. We need some good memories. And every Lent becomes a time of separating the weed and the seed. It comes a time where you must let go of the things that are holding you down in the earth. It is a time, I've watched every weatherman. On Channel 7, they were just so sick of waiting for spring. Enough rain. I know Paul Moyer says California needs water, but enough already. And they're all bitching they want the sun. On CNN, the international news, you can see he just lets you know he's in a bad mood. He's ready for spring to come, and look at these cold winds coming down and snow down the plain. And it's like everybody is saying, when is it coming? When is it coming? When is it coming? And you feel that these final days of Lent purging deep down inside of you. It is time now that my shelves are clean for me to go and let some memories go. Let what is past, past, and letting it go, not to hold perceptions or to judge anything from the future. There are someone there I will never let go of. There are memories that I will cherish forever. During the meditation time, sometimes I just check out, and Carol knows I'm gone. I'm literally not there. And she always recognizes when I come back, and I'm lost in a meditation. I am literally, make what you want of it, but I'm listening to a higher spirit talking to me. I believe that's possible for every one of us. Carl Jung tried to tell us that. Jesus tried to tell us that. We're free to communicate with the higher self. We're free to communicate with the Holy Spirit. Call it what you want. And sometimes I just love listening to him. Amen. He seems to make more sense to me than I make to myself or anyone I talk to. And she says to me, tonight, you asked me where was I or something, where are you? And I said, the last part was so beautiful. Hold on. I said, the last part I don't remember. But I remember something before that about memories. I've already given so many memories away. Carol was flashing a ring. She wears a big, beautiful smoked topaz ring in gold. And I know where I got that ring. And she knows where I got that ring. And she knows what I went through. And for me, I said to her, no. She feels guilty about having it. I said, no, I earned that ring. I earned that ring from those people. I handled that like a gem. And it was my pleasure to give it to someone else. I see a ring on Catherine's finger that is a memory from the Caribbean. I see a ring on her finger, that amethyst. When I went from store to store to store in the Caribbean island trying to find her the best amethyst for the best money I could buy and know I had the best on the whole island. I turn around and I see a diamond ring on her finger that's mine, on Carol's finger. That ring was to Christmas. I had no money. I had nothing to give Chris. And there was a jeweler in the church who could melt down gold who said, I'll take your diamond ring. I'll split it in half. I'll split the diamonds. I have some gold I add to it. And I could give him a ring, and it became a friendship ring. It was a pledge of my eternal friendship to him. My eternal friendship to him. Not declaring on what levels, just that eternal friendship would be there. And I see the memories, and I realize everything in my life turned out to be a jewel. It's like passing a kidney stone, except this is worth something. You feel the pain of something, and when you look back on it, now me, I like jewels. Now, I don't know what you like, but I am not apologizing. I like jewels. I don't like them for myself. If I had money, I'd be watching Home Shopping Club, and Carol and Catherine and a lot of you women would just be dripping in it. I just think it's wonderful. Give them their jewels while they're living. And I see a lesson learned and a memory on her hand, on Catherine's hand, on Carol's hand. My Black Hills Gold, Linda Day George, and knowing her when I gave her that ring and she gave me a ring and Christopher's wearing on him. It's not the jewels I want to keep. It's the jewels I want to recognize and share to other people and say, my memory and then the love of this, or giving them the memory, means something to you, and it renews it within me. It gives it new meaning. It gives it new purpose. And I realized lately I must have one hell of a jewel coming to me. There must be one incredible jewel on the way. It's like the final irritation to the oyster that makes the pearl of great price. And the more you can take the irritation of life, the greater the pearl you form within you. And when you learn what this consciousness and this love and this space is all about, the irritation is not what you're mindful of, the formation of the pearl. When Carol sings, I'm an old chunk of coal, but I'll be a diamond someday, and you actually feel that about yourself. And that all the pressure of life and all the lessons that you're learning are learning and lessons from school to teach you how to get back home. It's not important what's being done to you in the eyes of God. It's important in what you do about it. Offenses are not allowed to come through people. Offenses will come, but woe unto those whom they come through. In the next dimension, no one has the right to offend anyone. No one has the right to be jealous or fearful. I said to you in Thursday's or Sunday sermon, whenever it was I had come to the realization that I was so grateful there was a heaven, because I realized that some people I have dealt with on this earth will not get in. And I cannot help but tell you in the honesty of my soul, that makes me very happy, that I am going to a place where I will be safe with people who are safe, and I'll know what I've been saved from and who I've been saved from. Jesus knew a viper and a wretch and a hypocrite when he saw one, and I've seen a few myself. And when you think of heaven, that this consciousness, this place that you and I are reaching, is a place where none of this stuff that mucks up life, none of this stuff that ruins it for everybody, none of this eternal fear exists in this dimension. Everyone would share everything equally, and there's abundance over and over again. That together, in true spiritual togetherness, mankind can conquer anything. It's amazing that we will turn our eyes towards a hill in Bethlehem again. That, oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. And when you realize all the world's great religions have all been born from this little obscure place. And each year, every religion returns to it. This is a time of year where we return to our source. We go through our memories. We understand. It is written, still are the thoughts to memory dear. Our thoughts, they're still so dear to memory. Another Sir Max Burham, there's always something rather absurd about the past. And it is absurd. It has little to do with you, but it must be so free that it is not going to control your perceptions. You will learn how to conceive rather than perceive things. Perception belongs to a level of understanding. It should not be down interpreting the action. It shouldn't be so quick to identify. You hear the difference? Get the emotion under control. Get the horse in front of the cart. As we hold these possessions and relive our past, we try to make this outcome conform to our perceptions. Jesus said, whoever puts his hand on the plow and looks back is not worthy of me. Do not put new wine in old wineskins, because the new wine for many would rot and split them. Do not sew an old patch on a new garment. And as you come into Lent, you must feel the total emptying of yourself. You take all the fire and leave the ashes. And it's time to sort through everything. There's a time to take some pictures that you don't relate to out of your mind that still govern your perception today. And every one of those perceptions that you remove, which is a memory, every one that you move, you will open yourself up to a new conception, and it will be an immaculate conception, learning to love anew, learning to love innocently, to love all things anew, to dare to risk, because you go by faith, which makes you very strong of spirit, and very hopeful. Perception, a single unified meaning, obtained from the sensory process because of outside stimuli, from the dictionary. Outside stimuli linked up with memory creates our reality. That's for me. Conception with the action, a new idea, conceive all things new. Perception may seem wise, but often lacks wisdom. We're often too much in a hurry to identify rather than relate. It is written 400 years before Christ. This was written, even God cannot change the past. Jesus said, what can all your thinking change? Not one cubit. It is but little good you'll do a watering last year's crop, was written by George Eliot. We get lost in these memories to keep us from facing an unknown future. We can hide in our past. I was listening to Bernie Siegel, and I remember teaching a long time ago, when your body is sick, it's because you're not communicating something it wants to say, something it wants to express. You're a great part of your own healing. The mental capacity of retaining memory, the mental capacity or faculty of retaining and reviving impressions, or of recalling or recognizing previous experiences. When you're born again by the renewal of your mind, and you step out in faith, you stop banking on, I'm not asking you to give up wisdom. I'm asking you to remember what we teach you over and over again. Be wise as serpents, and do not be afraid of that wisdom, and be as innocent as a dove. Memory is stored in the cells of the body. You find that in Rolfing. They say when you're Rolfing, you go into tears, you go into memories. Every cell has a consciousness. Every cell has mitochondria, power, microscopic, to lift a 747. Think of what's in your bodies. And think of what effect your minds have on your bodies. The next 10 years, this will be such an exact science. Though lost to sight, to memory dear, thou ever wilt remain. And then T.S. Eliot wrote, humankind cannot bear very much reality. But when you get into the true reality of where we dwell and how we dwell, and we spend Christmas not to deepen our psychic minds, but to get a sense of perception, using the senses to perceive this inner stimuli, the intelligence, the intelligent agent that lies within us. There is a blessing of the cross. Carol loves, she says, why did this get lost? For me, I take all that is this and bring it into my heart. You take it all the way down to the gonads, and all that is this world, I bring it into my heart. I bring these both worlds into my heart. Keep holy that which is in your heart. And then out of there, I feel that now, that world of balance. So you bless yourself to take all that is in the mind and all that is in spirit and bring it down to your heart. All that is the earth, and bring it to your heart, and see everything from that love. That is a great symbol to still your body. And it is a symbol you'll hear much of this Easter. And on that symbol, a man spoke of great peace. You read it in the Gospels of Luke. I wish you all the light of Easter that is to come. For some of us, it's like standing at the tomb waiting for him to get up. And I tell you, he will arise. He will get up. So will your life when you take control of it and walk with God. Believe in the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. Try the program. Just try it. Then if it doesn't work, once and for all, you can give it up. Once and for all, you can be done with it. Praise be the name of Jesus Christ.
I'd like to take just a moment, first of all, to show this off. This is called an LB. And what it stands for is, in our case, the best talk show on public access. Quest for, and Damien Simpson as executive producer and Carol Larkins as producer, and all of us on the crew and all of us on the staff have won this award. It's really in our honor. And particularly, it is a chance for the ambassadors to feel honored, because without you and without your continued support and your awareness of what we're doing and your giving to us so that we can give back to you, this show would not have been on the air as long as it has been, which is 19 years, and we would not be in a position to be happy and proud of this goal that we have reached. So as a thank you from everyone at UMS and everyone at Quest for the New Age, we are delighted to say we have been voted the best talk show on public access. I would also like to say that it's just after these 19 years that we've been on the air that we feel we finally got our stride, that we feel that we finally can walk and talk and do what we believe in. And one of the reasons we believe that is because we have a history. We have a history of talking to and with the most prominent people and authorities in every single field of human potential and New Age thought that you're interested in, because a lot of the subjects come from you and from your requests. So I would like to say, those of you that are our ambassadors, thank you so much. Without you, this could never have happened, and we wouldn't be here weekly. And to those of you who are interested in becoming an ambassador, we would love to welcome you into our organization and welcome you as part of what we are trying to achieve here. And what might that be? What we're trying to achieve here is a weekly program that will deliver to you information, education, enlightenment, and depending on how we are with each other, some entertainment, and to show you how you can improve your state of being at this very moment. Wherever we are today, if we want to go someplace else later this afternoon or tomorrow or next year, it all starts with understanding that you have a choice. And that's what we try to bring you, is a choice of ideas and subjects to pick from which you can benefit and grow and mature and expand. And we'd like to say to you, please join us. Please make a choice to become part of what we're doing here and become an ambassador. With you, we can go on to limitless places. Without you, we would be lost. So thank you for being with us all of these years. Thank you for helping us to win this award, and congratulations to everyone that's involved in that. And I'd just like to say, become an ambassador, be with us, grow with us. We've just found where we're going, and you won't believe where it's headed.
Good news. Lots of
really good news.
ahead.
So in the times we have ahead of us, let's join hands together and wish for a good, strong, healthy, terrific beginning. Please join us.